situation of Kirby in bracket. But
True.
nonetheless, let's see how Null is able to handle such a unique situation as we move on to losers semifinals, and we see Kirby back at it with against Min Min. This is a matchup I can't say I've seen yet, Stu, so if you have anything to point out, please take the lead.
You think I have something to point out as opposed to you. What I will say is that JeJaJeJa looking pretty strong, carrying Min Min across the stage. And, well, I'm not saying that Min Min doesn't want to box. I'm just going to say that they want to box at a distance, as their name would suggest. But that's something that I feel like JeJaJeJa could take advantage of, especially in the air. This character, Min Min, I don't see them doing all that well against Kirby if they're able to close down space.
Yeah, and I think right there what you said is the key factor of this matchup, if Kirby can close in on the space. Because we see right there, easy pick with the down air, JeJaJeJa taking first blood. But closing in on that space on Min Min is, I feel, fairly difficult, especially in conjunction with Dragon Head and Electro Ball right there, closing out a very early stock. Where otherwise we've seen JeJaJeJa surviving pretty long.
Yeah. Sliding across the stage. Again, you got to control that negative space however you can. Definitely see that being utilized more and more as the game goes on. Perhaps catching JeJaJeJa into jumping, and it kind of makes you wondering how much conditioning. You're going to have to rely on conditioning here if you want to hit such a small target, no matter how big no matter how big that electro ball may be.
Yeah, I feel like the decision for when to press those buttons is going to be pivotal for Null, and how they manage to not just like take stocks from JeJaJeJa, but in general controlling space. Because just throwing one of your arms across stage is a pretty heavy commitment, where we see that JeJaJeJa can simply full hop over them and avoid their entire area of control.
Yeah. Gonna see that stone getting caught, and yeah, you kind of teed yourself up for that one, JeJaJeJa. No, gotta say, they're pretty precise with their hitbox placement. I'm impressed so far.
Yeah, given the fact that Min Min doesn't particularly swing quickly, and going off stage is curtains, as JeJaJeJa has now proven twice so far. Like, you have to be able to be very meticulous with your control of space. Outside of traditional projectiles, this is a character that gives us a very traditional sense of zoning. These are very specific tools for controlling a very specific area of space, and with good decision-making and patience, characters able to really shine without really being in a sense of danger. Unfortunately, danger strikes when JeJaJeJa gets his little pink hands on his opponent, and that forward air might lead to curtains, as the committal down air from JeJaJeJa seals the deal, and 3 for 3 on the dare kill. JeJaJeJa's taking game 1.
Yeah, and that talk about maximizing your grabs, getting every single ounce of value that you possibly can. And it's not like they weren't doing anything with that stock beforehand, but you're seeing this last stock. As soon as they got that grab, you're sending them off of the stage and eventually into the blast zone. Min Min is not a character that is going to do well in the skies. There's nothing that speaks to the character that speaks to thorough, sustainable success in terms of aerials, especially when you're talking about a character like Kirby, where they can just spin and a hitbox is deployed and you're getting hit. So it went from the center of the stage to the blast zone very, very quickly, and that's going to be the thing. If you are Null, you are married to the button of that Pokeball on Pokemon Stadium. I can really see no other path forward for them.
We'll have to see how things peel themselves off. It looks like Town and City is the setting for our second game. And in general, I think this is a really strong stage for Null, because they have a lot of opportunity for resetting their landings, trying to assert more control of the stage, and they also have a bit of room to run away from if necessary from JeJaJeJa. All of a sudden, JeJaJeJa's approaches are going to be a lot more linear because the platform provides a little bit of safety. However, that platform is not there forever. So I feel like Null needs to really take advantage before the stage transitions, because once it becomes a more colorful version of Final Destination, that's JeJaJa's cue to go in.
Yeah, this is going to be all the more important for Null to keep JeJaJeJa in the air and find their marks. And doing a pretty decent job of it thus far. JeJaJeJa perhaps not able to pull the trigger quick enough, and now you got some platforms to but they're basically for non-interactivity, and that gives an advantage to Null as well.
Like, on the whole, I feel like this is a really smart stage pick, and we're seeing Null play it out fantastically. Boxing out from center stage is the name of the game for Min because it's all of that space outwards that you can control so well without having to worry about getting checked by any of Kirby's aerials because, again, there is the death knell for Min.
Yeah, no, there's nothing that you're doing about that. I'm sorry, Null. And this is going to be 2 stocks apiece, and JeJa very quickly taking advantage. They have no platforms to help them right now, does Null. And JeJa is going to take full advantage, looking for that dare to finish it off. Maybe just a little too antsy on that one, and Null is going to make it back to the stage as a result of just a misplaced hitbox.
Yeah, patience on pulling the trigger on the up B is super important for Min, and I feel like Null has very clear recognition of that danger, where if he tries to tether to stage too early, he's just eating dare. It's just the reality of the situation. Like, that's what JeJa is going to look for. Although, JeJa does have other options once we go off stage. Back air batting out Min to force them further off, potentially out of the range to tether back, and Nair as a whole can blast off Min to ungodly angles. Like, once those go off stage, it really could just be curtains for Null. But they're doing a fine job while they have ground beneath them. Those two.
It makes, yeah, that's a big if, especially when it comes to JeJa. I mean, just because you have a lot of ground to cover when it comes to where you're going from the center of the stage to that blast zone, and you know that JeJa is going to be looking to replicate that as they're just connecting with these consecutive forward airs, and those multiple hitboxes are going to be the bane of Null's existence and could very well be the death of them in this loser semifinal round. But they're going to keep their feet on the ground for now, or at least as much as JeJa will allow them to.
Like, Null doing what they can in order to burst out from center stage. I really like the use of the grounded up B to further position them to try and cover these high recoveries from JeJa.
Ooh, I like it. And yeah, reading JeJa's aerial movement pretty well. And that's the thing. This is a well-practiced Min, a very well-educated one. And yeah, the Fury of the Dragon is going to continue on and certainly going to try to take a bite out of JeJa's tournament life here, as all of a sudden victory is very, very plausible.
You know, Stu, one of the things I was curious about as we've watched the past couple of games has been Null's reliance on like using the combination of the Dragon Head and Electro Ball. We really haven't seen the other two arms come into play, and I was concerned for a little bit the fact that Null like really didn't have that type of creativity behind them, or just the variety of options. But it seems like we're having Electro Ball on deck really coming in clutch, especially in that last situation.
Yeah, I mean, it was well done overall, and that big old ball of electricity, just you get that in your face, and it is going to cause a world of hurt, no matter what the situation, whether you're on the ground or in the sky. So that's JeJa just getting caught, and you can't be banking on that small little body of Kirby's to get you out of a situation anymore. Null, as you mentioned, putting in quite a bit of work on this character, and seems to have gotten a hold on what JeJa is trying to do in terms of defensive movement rather quickly, all things considered.
Yeah, swift adaptation is pivotal to fighting any type of character that relies on close quarters combat, because it gives you an idea of how willing they are to control space and, you know, what they do once they are in that space. So if Null is able to continue adapting on the fly, keep JeJa out of their space, and more effectively swing where JeJa is trying to be patient, this match can very well fall in favor of Null. But Game 3 taking us to Stadium, and a ridiculous start for JeJa, as very poor placement from Null ends in disaster before we even hit the 10-second mark of this match.
JeJa, my man, you're going to have to calm down just a little bit, bro.
No, man's just hungry, Stu. Man wants it. He needs it. And he's one game away from seeing losers finals. He is not going to let Null take that away.
The man actually just said, you know what? I feel like ramen for dinner, and just straight ate that first stock up. I'm loving it from JeJaJeJa, and certainly has a date with why do bad things happen to good people. A dinner date, perhaps, in Losers Final in their sight. And now they're just 2 stocks away. However, no, we've seen the comeback potential. I gotta say, though, a lot of that success in game number 2, Hangman, seemed to be predicated on keeping a slim but consistent lead, and you do not have that right now. JeJaJeJa 1 stock away here at Pokemon Stadium.
Null doing what they can, laying out that stock with a solid forward smash now deep, but they're going to have to do it all over again without taking a lot of damage here, and I don't know if JeJaJeJa is going to give them that opportunity. We're going to need like 1 or 2 extremely strong strings from Null to really bring this back to some sort of a salvageable position, because the combos are already coming out from JeJaJeJa.
I mean, this is nothing short of impressive, and now it's, no, starting to calm things down just a little bit, but you're off stage. You better believe JeJaJeJa was looking for that. Trying to,
for that one.
Really saying, I want my noodles to go right now. Can you box this up real fast? But that's going to be a service that Min cannot provide. You do not want to be below the stage. What in the world are you doing? You need to close this stock out now. And I get the feeling that that provides a little bit of an opportunity for JeJaJeJa as well, because you know that Null's going to be swinging for the fences.
It seems like JeJaJeJa is very committed to this idea of using Inhale to cap out this set, and I'm really wondering here, Stu, if that decision to end Flashy could be JeJaJeJa's demise, because we've seen a remarkable amount of damage, and the aerial upbeat managed to clean out this stock. And while 93% is nothing comfortable to be sitting at against the likes of Kirby, this is a far better situation we were looking at when JeJaJeJa had 2 stocks.
Oh, by a long shot. But now, no, I feel like you're trying to keep a lot of distance between yourself and JeJaJeJa. Maybe give yourself a little bit of room for those arms to hit their mark. Keep yourself out of harm's way. And while you're not in the lead by any stretch of the imagination, it's going to be the drill that does it. And JeJaJeJa catches themselves the noodles off of the ledge, and to Linguini, those legs are going to go. Just Min is laying in the blast zone. Nothing to be done about that. And this is how quickly it happened, Hangman. Just like that, 7 to 8 seconds in, that drill is the bane of people's existence right now.
Hey, listen, if you have a recovery that doesn't protect you from the top, you're always just going to be at the mercy of down air. That's just the reality of the situation. We've now seen 2 sets in a row here on stream where JeJaJeJa's been able to take complete advantage of a character's vulnerability from the top. However, moving on into our next set, we are returning to best of 5 territory for the night in Losers Finals, where why do bad things happen to good people is waiting for JeJaJeJa. And if JeJaJeJa isn't careful, trying to clutch out anything against the soaring axe kick could very well end in disaster with both players going down. So all of a sudden, that threat, that ever-present threat of down air, isn't so safe for JeJaJeJa.
Yeah, absolutely, because if you get called out, especially by bad things, that's going to be a world of trouble for you. And especially since you're such a light character, one of the lightest in the game. Me Brawler is exactly the kind of character that it not only thrives on maybe a lack of matchup knowledge, but I almost said Mac-up. Oh my gosh. You are not seeing Mac at any point during this night. But